You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, and be sure to smash that like button. When you look at this series, of course, LSU was favored in Tuscaloosa back in 2007. And the times LSU's won since, they haven't been a favorite in Tuscaloosa since, obviously. In 2011, the Tigers were a 4.5 point dog. 2019, they were a 5.5 point dog, and went there and won. Now the Tigers find themselves a 3-point underdog. It was, that was the moment that really catapulted Joe Burrow's Heisman candidacy. Of course, he had so many of them that year. But what are you expecting from Jaden Daniels tomorrow?
I don't know if we're just spoiled or if I'm just spoiled, but I expect him to run for, 100+ yards. I expect him to throw for 300-ish yards. I expect him to do what he's done all year. Other than the Florida State game and that one, there were some drops and obviously some things that didn't quite go his way. The offense is clicking much better now. He's been extremely consistent. And the one thing that we begged him to do the last year's is push the ball down the field. Well, yeah, he's doing that better, but he's also coming off his first read, second read, sometimes his third read. His first thought is not just run. The last couple games we have seen him take a few sacks that I don't think he really needed to, so maybe that's the last deal, but that to get him to where he needs to be. But I expect Jaden to have an awesome game. I don't see how you cannot.
I do too. By the way, you mentioned Florida State. I'll continue to say it. It's the biggest misnomer that the offense didn't play well that day. They did. LSU, Jaden threw for 346 in that game. LSU put up more than 450 yards of offense against Florida State. But in the first quarter, they had the opening possession of the game. They got all the way down inside the 10. And they got stopped on a 4th and short. And then they scored on their second possession. Third possession, they went right down the field again and got inside the 10. Penalty moved them back out. They went forward on a 4th again. They tried to stretch it and got stopped behind the line. And they missed scoring opportunities early in the game, but they moved the ball almost at will. And then you forget it was still a 1-score game. In the last play, the second to last drive of the third quarter, he's got Kyron Lacey wide open in the middle of the field, puts it on him, and Kyron drops it. They punt. The next possession, it's the last play of the third quarter, and Jaden's got Brian Thomas down the left sideline for a walk-in, and he drops it. And then the first play of the fourth quarter was an interception because Malik slipped. And then Florida State had the short field, scored, and put it away. But it was a 1-score game at that point. Because it got away in the fourth quarter after the interception, and you look at 45-24, it is clouded how we think about that game. And I think Alabama and Florida State mirror each other a lot. I think Florida State has definitely a better, more dynamic veteran quarterback and a better receiver room, although I think Bama's got good talented receivers. But Florida State's offense is better than Alabama's, but their defenses are very comparable. I think this is a very similar style game that LSU played against Florida State that we're going to see again. LSU's got to finish their drives when they have opportunities early. Bama's trailed 3 games at half, man. They've trailed 3 times in conference play at half, and then teams just couldn't deliver the knockout blow. Ole Miss led them at half. A&M led them at half. Tennessee led them by 13 at half.
And here's what I'm going to say, too, about Jaden Daniels. You just mentioned those three games. This is a guy that's been doing this since he was 18 years old in big games. Never have I once watched him play and go, he's not ready, or the game's too big for him, or he looks scared, or he doesn't. That doesn't happen with this guy. He's been a cool customer his entire time here. And like I said, man, I expect him to have a fabulous game. Now, can somebody else step up on the other side of the football, big turnover, whatever it may be, come and contribute?
Yeah, the one everybody talks about was his freshman year against Oregon. That was the Justin Herbert-led Oregon team that was number 6 in the country. Daniels that day was 22 of 32 for 408, 3 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, that was his announcement, and then of course the COVID year followed. But anyway,
at 18 years old,
as a true late in his true freshman season, Jaden's poise, I think, is the attribute that allows all of the other things to be accentuated because, and I've talked about this with RC and of course because Ryan Clark's son Jordan played with Jaden at Arizona State, and as I would say, it's just 5. I mean, it's just they asked him how I was feeling after they beat Bama last year. It's like just whatever. Just 5. Just how he is. He's just a very collected young guy. So I don't think Jaden Daniels is emotional or moved by the moment tomorrow. I don't think it's too big for him or anything like that. I think he's going to be fine. I think LSU's going to go and do what they've done all year offensively. They're going to move the ball and they're going to score. I just really wonder if LSU defensively is going to be able to come up with enough plays to win the game.
It always seems like there's something new in this game from one side or the other. I mean, is there like a different look offensively or different look defensively? Is there anything that you think may look and go, oh man, they've been holding that this whole time?
I don't know if it's like holding anything. Like one of the things we saw Ole Miss do, was well, not even offensive. I mean, Ole Miss defensively against Alabama really ramped up the pressure and didn't play coverage against them. And maybe you see LSU do that. Go just say, hey, man, you're going to go man on the outside with the receivers. We're bringing numbers to go try to affect Milroe. And maybe we see LSU do that. You're vulnerable in the back end. But, I think special teams could be huge in this game where LSU's lost so much hidden yardage in the punt game with Greg Clayton not fielding punts. I think about what are going to be the moments where you have the sudden change in the plus field. Like, does Bama muff a punt or fumble and give LSU the short field? Remember the 2019 game. Bama's going into the end zone, and Tua just dropped the ball. And then late in the half, Bama was trying to make a play, and they threw the pick to Patrick Queen, and then LSU hits Clyde on the wheel route, and LSU's up 20 at half. I mean, it was those sudden change plays that took points away from Bama and gave LSU more scoring opportunities. You just got to take advantage of when they come. So, I mean, you hope that those favor LSU on Saturday night, right? And not the other way around. Yeah. All right, last thing, let's make a pick on LSU and Alabama. Who you got?
Give me the Tigers. I really think they're going to score a ton of points, and I think they're going to pull this one out. It's been said by a number of people, if it's in the 40s, LSU's going to win, and I think they're going to score 40.
37-34 is the final score I've settled on. I just haven't settled on who's going to win the game. I think we've seen this game play out where both teams struggle to get any type of stop. This is a game that LSU should feel very comfortable playing because they've played in this game. I think Jaden Daniels is unflappable. LSU clearly has the better offense and the better quarterback.
You talking yourself into
this?
It?
Is on the road in Tuscaloosa.
You so are, stupid. Bro.
This is on the road in Tuscaloosa, though. That's still Nick Saban. They've got the SEC's career scoring leader in Will Reichert. If it comes down to a play in the fourth quarter, the question is, you made that play against Arkansas. You made the play against Missouri. Against Ole Miss, you're up 9, and you needed one more score or a stop, and you couldn't get it, and you lost. So I kind of look at it and I go, but the Missouri offense and the Ole Miss offense are dramatically different from this Alabama offense.
Are they better?
Way better than this Alabama
All
offense. Right. LSU's defense isn't good.
They're not.
They're going to give up a lot of yards and a lot of points.
That's okay. That's okay.
They're going to give up a lot of points and a lot of yards.
Who's going to win?
I don't want to make a pick, man. My head says Bama 37-34. My heart says LSU 37-34.
Okay. All right. Who's going to win? Who are we going with?
Give me Jaden Daniels.
Go Tigers!
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.